Jeepers, it's Dave, and welcome to another edition of, that's right, Big Jeepers Garage. Well, as you can tell right here in front of me, we're going to be installing the Pypes high clearance performance exhaust. Okay, so what this is going to do is this is going to exit out the driver's side rather than the passenger side like the stock exhaust, and your muffler is going to be mounted up further in front of the axle so that you don't have the bottoming out issues we've been having with this Jeep lately. Before we go on, stop, read this warning. Basically says, I've actually read all these papers. It basically says that before you do anything with this, make sure your pipes go together as prescribed. The muffler fits on the pipe, fits over the tailpipe, and that it's going to be long enough, which we're not going to have an issue with that because I have a 2-door, not a 4-door. Because once you modify this exhaust by cutting it, bending it, tweaking it, it's no longer returnable. And this has a limited lifetime warranty. And inside is your warranty card, a couple stickers, and a... Oh yeah, look at that. Classy looking chrome plate that you could put on your Jeep to tell everybody what you did. Anyhow, and don't forget to fill out your product warranty card, because if something goes wrong with this, starts to rust, which it shouldn't because it's stainless, you can get replacement. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started on removing this old exhaust. Let's get to work. Real quick, this is the pipe that's going to slide from your catalytic converter to your muffler. Okay, and then this is your tailpipe, and as you can see, this will tuck up underneath the bumper. It'll just barely hang below the bumper. Nice high clearance. We've got 3 band clamps. No, not that kind of band, but this kind of band. And then we've got 2 new isolators, or hangers. If you bolt this metal to metal, it'll rattle the Jesus out of you. So you want to put isolators on. These are, wow, hard plastic, the rubber bushing. That's pretty good. We'll have to put a little WD-40 or PB blaster on it to slide the hangers in. Alright, let's get to it. Okay, we're going to start off by removing this 15mm bolt from the back of our muffler. I'd give you a different angle, but this is the only angle that provides any view of it at all. You can see here we've got a hole, and this slid forward over time from being drug on the ground. So we've had some exhaust leak back here already, so this muffler is not really going to do its job unless you can get it all the way back. Okay, next we're going to have to take this isolator hanger off, and the easiest thing to do is spray a little WD-40 or PB blaster and take a nice little pry bar behind it and pry it off. And that's going to take 2 hands. As it turns out, the driver's side bracket is easier to get off because you have a prying surface here and you just slide it off the top and it's removed. So now we'll just go over to the other side and pop that one off. There we go, just enough leverage to work that out of there. It's now over top of the ball and it should come right off. And it's out. I wish you could have seen how easy it was once I set the camera down. That second hand really makes a difference. Okay, there is another hanger right up here near the Y pipe. This one I had to take the grinder to cut this and then bang it with a hammer. And then once we tap this back, we were able to twist the exhaust to get that rear hanger off. So they're all off. All I got to do is finish tapping this out of place. and I'll drag it out and then we'll get started on the install. Okay, here it is, the old exhaust that we removed. Going to replace it with this up here. Now, just in case you're curious, this is 22 pounds heavier than this. Okay, so we're starting off by putting these in place. Put a little PV blaster on this shaft here, and then just slide it over the grommet. Yeah, you thought I was going to say something else, didn't you? The new parts should slide in a lot easier, and we're going to have to use two hands to get both of these up at the same time. I did the back as well, and I'm going to go ahead and get this tailpipe in place. That's where you want to start because we have to cut in the front. So as I said, that went really easy. It slid right in, and everything looks to be in place. And we're not going to do anything with this except slide the muffler on it. Let me see. Yeah, we want the muffler. I have to double check. I think, yes, the muffler goes on this pipe next, then the front pipe. And don't forget to put your band clamp on your pipe before you slide your muffler on, because once we get this all together, we want to be able to just go ahead and slide this up in place and tighten it down, plain and simple. And then what we're gonna do, we're not gonna leave this hang down and be a problem. We're gonna take this and turn it up with the bolt facing down. Unlike the stock front one, they put the bolt on the top, which made me have to cut it. So if we ever have to take this apart, we can loosen this, and hopefully we never have to take this apart. Alright, so what I've done is I've taken this tailpipe and made these vertical as much as possible and turned this pipe to just about the highest point I could get it without holding it in place so I get an accurate measurement. And I wrapped a bungee cord around this cross member, and that's what's holding my pipe in place so I can get an accurate measurement on the front pipe. Okay, so we're up here on this front pipe, and I'm holding the pipe that I'm going to cut next to the end of the Y pipe here, and I run it back, and I'm going to make a line right about here. Well, you can see the fingerprint. I don't know if you can or not. I'll make the line on it. And what I want to do is I actually want to make it a little bit too long so that I have room to trim it in case I have to, because if you make it too short, you can't add it back on. Okay, so here's our mark, which I believe is too long. I know it's not too short because I left a little bit on there. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take this off. Oop. Okay, so this is off, and it's time to see how well we got this to fit. Okay, so we're about 3/8 of an inch too long. We're going to take off a little bit more, and then we'll fit it again to see if it goes in there. Okay, so I'm going to start all the way in the back, making sure that I have clearance. I'm not rubbing on anything. This is up, tucked out of the way, where the axle's not going to get to it. Okay, like I said, we want to orient our band clamps. Now this one I put on this side because there's quite a close proximity of the transfer case there, so rather than it rattling later, let's put it over here. This one, it didn't matter, so I went to the inside just because the closest thing to it is the frame over here, so it's on the inside. And this side is just where it's at. There's the same amount of room on either side. I've got a guard here to keep it from hitting anything, so I'm not too concerned, but I've got clearance all around the exhaust. I can fit my fingers up above, barely up above between the muffler and this. It would take a heck of a bang to move it up there, but I really don't think I'm going to get it down any lower. All right, we're just going to tighten it up and it'll be done. All right, guys, let's get a listen to what this sounds like now compared to before. Alright guys, that's it for today. That's been the installation of the Pypes high clearance off-road performance exhaust. Nothing else for you. Have a nice day. Blah, 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 blah.